are looking through the movie news. There's a couple stuff coming up, a couple TV stuff that's in the works. But I want to get into it with you, RB3, starting up top with the big Star Wars news, at least for me personally, and that is the announcement that Ahsoka season 2 has been pushed essentially to 2027. They said it would be early 2027. Obviously, we don't know what that means, but it's going to be sometime early 2027. This is sort of big news because we were expecting this show to come out at the end of 2026, which is this year. But now, after Mando, after Maul, it feels kind of interesting that Star Wars is choosing to push this a little bit later for next year. RB3, how do you feel about this news for Ahsoka season 2?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we didn't even let the outro music play all the way through yet. Well, before I say what I gotta say here, again, hit the like button, join our membership program, and I am honestly really just here stalling time because I have, we're talking about a Star Wars topic, man. And I feel like, if we're talking about a Star Wars topic, we gotta do it right. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do a Star Wars topic right. You know what I'm saying?
It's a Sabak segment on First Cut Live.
Hey, here we go. Oh, wait, that didn't go as intended, but okay, boom.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
We're
Sabak Tuesdays.
Sabak the block on, not now on Tuesdays, but this time on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, we even had the, if you're listening, I mean, most people aren't listening in audio form, but we got the Ahsoka here. This might even go up on Sabak maybe. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Ahsoka? Honestly, I haven't, I thought season 1 was okay, so I'm not like super on the edge of my seat for season 2. But I'm here for it. I'll watch it. Like I'll support it if it, when it comes out. Was it supposed to come out later this year or?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2026. They were looking around November. So it was October, November-ish is what the rumor was. But now it's early 2027. I think the interesting part, RB3, is the fact that there is, I don't know how to say this. There's speculation on certain Star Wars fans, and by certain Star Wars fans, I mean me and a couple others, who believe that Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be the lead up to Ahsoka season 2. Or some sort of bridge to Ahsoka season 2. So that's why it's kind of interesting that they just announced this now, knowing that The Mandalorian Grogu is literally premiering this week. So we're finally going to get to see, or people are going to get to see this movie. So that's why it's kind of a fascinating take that they're doing this and that they're pushing it a little bit forward. I don't know if that means they have more confidence in it or less confidence after Mando and Grogu, but I'm definitely curious to see what this means in the end of the Star Wars, this new Star Wars era, which I do think this will be an era for anyone who, has kept up with Star Wars Celebration news. Obviously, they announced a ton of movies like 3 years ago. One of those was the Rey movie. The other one was the Dawn of the Jedi movie. The third one was the Dave Filoni TV universe team up movie is what they called it. So technically the Mando and Grogu falls into that category. And now that's the only real one we have, RB3, because all the other ones, who knows if it's going to happen. It feels tangible that Ahsoka season 2 is going to be a big part of it, a big part of this TV movie crossover Star Wars universe that they're going for.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see it. I mean, people love Ahsoka. People seem to really enjoy that show. I thought it was cool. You know me, man. It got spoiled a lot for me, so it ruined my watching experience a little bit.
You were mad
in terms of just because like, well, what are we doing, y'all? We can't spoil something 2 days after it comes out. Like y'all being ridiculous. And Star Wars fans are like, oh, mute the words. I muted the words anyway. So yeah, Ahsoka, but it got the prequel fans lit up. It had, of course, our man Anakin Skywalker, South Pasadena's finest, Hayden Christensen, is in the Ahsoka. So there's good stuff. I'm just very curious on where, what the tie into Mandalorian is going to be. Because we might know by this time next week, or not this time next week, but Yeah, maybe actually, really,
around
in a
this time
couple of
next year.
days. Yeah. We should know in a couple of days.
Yeah,
Address
yeah.
if you want to tell the good people, our Get Sabak watchers, what we got some good news going on.
I mean, fingers crossed, bro. You never know. You
Yeah.
never know what's gonna happen, bro. Nowadays, but yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing the movie sometime this week for a screening, which will be cool. But again, fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx anything, just because I don't know, man. I've had bad luck this year when it comes to Star Wars shit, and just bad luck in general. So,
Hey man, look,
but-
I didn't want to jinx my Lakers last night when I was going to tweet Lakers in 7 when they hit that 5-point lead in the fourth quarter. But
Lakers at 7.
you know.
Y'all got swept, bro.
hey man, we almost had in the fourth quarter. We almost had in the
Yeah.
fourth. Almost.
Joseph, not Joseph. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is Joseph Week says thoughts on Detroit Pistons.
Oh wow, I mean
yeah,
they going. They trying.
I mean, they are, man. I think who doesn't matter who comes out the East. I think New York is going to come out the East no matter what, and I think OKC is going to win no matter what. But that's going off topic. For us, for me, I think Ahsoka season 2 is going to be a big deal, and I think it's going to be a big deal for the future of Star Wars, considering that again, Mando and Grogu is going to play a part into. I think into what the Dave Filoni universe is going to be, and now that Dave Filoni is head honcho, top dog, higher up, it is even more possible that he's going to put in a lot of those characters into movies.
Yeah,
I say he's going to put them into movies.
Yeah. I mean, we already saw it. The clip I'm playing right now is that one you see Zeb in the beginning of it. So it's like, we already see that kind of crossover happening from the animated universe, which isn't a bad thing. People love the cartoons, the animations. I mean, we spoke to was that Priscilla last week or a couple of weeks ago, who said her first introduction was the Clone Wars. You know what I'm saying? Not even the movies, the Clone Wars. So yeah, they really have something special in their hands with the animation, and it's cool that they recognized it. Like you've been saying, though, I would love to see more sequel trilogy stuff, of course. Like, see that side continues, but if they want to try their hand at this other new thing, at this new animated Dave Filoni direction, so be it. As long as that means we get more movies.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. You brought it up. I wasn't gonna bring it up just because I am reaching like a boiling point, to be honest. Like dead ass. I don't know what's happening. To me, it's kind of getting a little bit like nutty. It's getting a little bit like, I don't know how to say, gaslighty. This whole sequel trilogy shit. When I mentioned the sequel trilogy, and people are like, "What? What is that? What is that movie?" And I'm like, "What is going on?"
It's like how kids are gonna remember GNX after Drake gets it taken off of every streaming service ever.
Yeah. For real. It's just like dead ass erasure, bro. I'm like losing my mind at how people are reacting right now. I'm like, for me, man, I'm reaching a boiling point because I get it. People hate Rise of Skywalker. Good for you. That's cool. I think it has a lot of good in it. I think there's some decent stuff in it, but I don't think it's the worst Star Wars movie ever. I've seen these movies hundreds of times, guys, hundreds, if not thousands. And I can tell you, as a film fan and as a Star Wars fan, the prequels don't hold up. And I know y'all love them, and I love them. But God, the editing, the acting, the dialogue is so wooden and so unnatural. It is the most like jarring thing every time it is, bro. And everyone's like, "This is the greatest movie of all time," and I'm like, "Is it, bro?" Like, and then y'all call sequels like the worst movies ever created. It's like, what? So that's one. Two, regardless of how you feel about these movies, maybe they don't work as a trilogy for you. There's at least one of them in there that is just generally good, whether it's Last Jedi, whether it's Force Awakens. I think at least one of those movies is just a dead ass, hands down good movie, like you just can't say shit about, and people still say shit about him, and it just kind of bums me out that Lucasfilm and Star Wars and Disney act like they don't exist, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is better than, no offense, Mando. Every sequel trilogy is better than anything I've seen in Mando. I'm in a crazy Star Wars mood right now, bro. This is the type of shit I would tweet, but I'm good. I've been saying this shit for years, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's funny. I've come to actually, on the flip side, come to warm up to the prequels a little bit more.
Yeah.
Only because of the I guess the admiration for the swing, right? Because like you said, I mean, they really aren't great movies, the dialogue, all that stuff. But I do think the aesthetic and the digital world that they created is something that we really haven't seen done before or after it. And the times that they have tried to do something like that afterwards, it hasn't really worked out. I.e., Jupiter Ascending. Jupiter Ascending, by the way, a movie I actually kind of like. But that does feel like the most kind of movie that was inspired by the Star Wars prequels, but everybody hated it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I definitely am curious on, and people in real time, people didn't hate the sequels as they do currently right now. I feel like, episode 7 came out. It was beloved. Like everybody loved it. Episode 8 came out. It was a strong debate for sure. It was a strong debate amongst like the Star Wars fandom, but there was still like a lot of universal acclaim too. I mean, geez, look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, 90-some%. It made like 1.5 billion. Like it was a popular movie. I think, of course, like, and I know you don't like, I know you're not going to agree with me on this. I think Rise of Skywalker was a step down, and I think that tainted the memory of the sequel trilogy in a lot of people's heads. I think people saw Rise of Skywalker being, subpar and not the greatest, and they ascribed that to the whole trilogy, which I just don't think is true. Like in real time, we was vibing with it. We was there, So I do think Star Wars can get back to that magic. I do think Mandalorian and Grogu is an opportunity to get back to that magic. Starfighter, I'm not 100% sure about, but I do think, like I said, people love the animation. So if people love the animations, I like it. If they like it, I love it.
Yeah, I'm more at peace with it. It just depends as far as where we go from here. I still think this is Disney and Star Wars playing safe. Man, I don't know what's gotten into me right now. But I want to talk more shit. Let's just say Mando is very pleasing to a lot of general audiences. I'll say it that way. I'll keep it very PC. It's not very challenging. It's a very straightforward, nothing substantial in there, lone wolf and cub story, and that's fine. But I do feel like it is a little bit kind of, I don't want to say a cop out, but low key a cop out when it comes to Star Wars making you be challenged and not just seeing, oh, remember when the badass guy gunslinger gunslings? And it's like, yeah, I remember he gunslinged. It doesn't really do much more than that. Besides, helping this baby out. And I'm sure it's going to be fun, but I do feel like following that up with the Starfighter, which seems even worse, even more like, aesthetics and, straightforward general kind of stuff. It feels a little, I don't know. I'm hoping that this isn't just the end of a little bit more creative shit when it comes to Star Wars in the live action movie universe, because I know there's beautiful stuff in TV.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a shot. I think they have a shot. I think the fact that, hey, we get to see, I mean, hopefully if things work out, we get to see Mandalorian and Grogu in the full IMAX 1.43 aspect ratio. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool. I think I think they're doing some things. I think, well, they're trying new things with Mando, and again, they're leaning into nostalgia, really with the, what's that? The 50th anniversary of the original Star Wars. They're really pushing that heavy. So I feel like we're really going to head back into like that kind of old trilogy aesthetic for a while. But it all comes in waves. But I do think, because when is Star Wars Celebration happening in LA? When is that popping off?
I think it's late April. Late April
of next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know somebody in the chat. Who's you in the chat? Was that Richard Lemon? Oh no, that was Ronin Unchained. Yo, Ronin Unchained is an OG triple OG. Ronin, what's good, brother? I guess they'll release it leading up to Celebration 2027. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm definitely curious for the future of Star Wars. I'm honestly a little bit more trepidatious after Maul for some reason than I am when it was before Maul.
But didn't you like Maul?
But I loved Maul. I just think it's the it feels very much like, again, it feels very much like the prequels are awesome, the OGs are awesome, and it kind of ends there. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Did y'all forget like there was a whole trilogy? And that's why I was like kind of bummed out that everyone literally forgot. After Maul, I felt very much like the conversation was going that way, and it was weird. All the May the Fourth shit I saw, I was like, this is kind of weird. How every movie is being celebrated except for three movies that made over $1 billion each. That is weird to me. That is very weird. So I don't know. We'll see. Definitely keeping my my fingers crossed.